Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week Wisdom and Legacy Building podcast. Today is day 571 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along Life's Trail, we will dig for the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we will explore Proverbs 2 from the Voice translation, which will give us a fresh perspective on this book of timeless wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. I invested last week in Arizona working on our construction project there. Interest is strong for purchasing of the townhomes that we're just now completing. It does appear that we will be able to start phase 2 within the next couple of months. The desert was green and in bloom, and it was beautiful in its own way. Spring in Ohio is just starting to show its color, and it is beautiful in its own way. King Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11, "Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart, but even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end." Although we don't know exactly what the future may hold for us, there is a great benefit for having wisdom in our lives. It allows us to anticipate possible outcomes to our decisions and then make wise decisions based on that. So today in chapter 2 of Proverbs, we will explore the benefits of wisdom. The entire chapter 2 is a father's second speech to his son. It is more encouraging and a little less bloody than the last one, but the tone is still urgent. If you seek out wisdom, you will find it, but you've got to look really hard. Verse 4 and 5 will tell us, "If you look for wisdom as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God." So let me ask you this question: how badly do you want wisdom? Do you value it as something rare and precious? If so, you're going to have to work hard for it like a person digging for gold. The good news is that God is pleased to give wisdom and success to the people who seek it. So let's be ready for the most important treasure hunt that exists. But we need to be warned of greed and pride. The best way to succeed is to stay humble and continue to ask God for help. In verse 5, we will learn that we must truly respect the Eternal One, the one true God. This is synonymous to knowing God. Like a child who touches a fire learns its true strength, when we know God, we humbly revere His huge and all-encompassing power. This transforms our stance towards Him, as well as our behavior. But don't worry if this sounds a bit intense. The Father promises that as wisdom enters the heart, you will have direction, guidance, and knowledge, and it will be pleasant to your soul. In verses 12 through 22 of this chapter, there is a lot of imagery here about a landscape of good and evil paths. The Father warns about 2 specific dangers on our journey. You are going to encounter people who take shortcuts in life at the expense of others, or as they are referred to as evildoers, or others who tempt you to break your marriage covenant for easy sex, such as the seductive woman that's mentioned in this passage. These people may seem thrilling at first, but their cheap, twisted, shadowy pits will lead you to misery, or as the Father says, they will never find again their way back to true life. That is serious. Remember, wisdom will keep you away from the grips of these people and will lead you to a life of stability and joy, or as I like to refer to it as Jesus did, the rich and satisfying life. So let's dive right in today with Proverbs chapter 2. "My son, if you accept what I am telling you and store my counsel and directives deep within you, if you listen to Lady Wisdom, attune your ears to her, and engage your mind in understanding what she is telling you, if you cry out to her for insight and beg for understanding, if you sift through the clamor of everything around you to seek her like some precious prize, then you will grasp what it means to truly respect the Eternal, and you will have discovered the knowledge of the one true God. The Eternal is ready to share His wisdom with us, for His words bring true knowledge and insight. He has stored up the essentials of sound wisdom for those who do right. He acts as a shield to those who value integrity. God protects the path of those who pursue justice, watching over the lives of those who keep faith with Him. With this wisdom, you'll be able to choose the right road, seek justice, and decide what is good and fair. Because wisdom will penetrate deep within, and knowledge will become a good friend to your soul. Sound judgment will stand guard over you, and understanding will watch over you as the Lord promised. Wisdom will keep you from following the way of the evildoers, of those who twist words to pervert the truth, of those who reject the right road for a darker, more sinister way of life, of those who enjoy evil and pursue perverse pleasures, of those who journey down a crooked path, constantly figuring out new ways to trick and deceive others. Wisdom will pluck you from the trap of the seductive woman, from the enticing propositions of the adulteress, who choose to leave their husbands of their youth and forget her sacred promises to her God. For her house is the road that leads to death, and her path goes down to the shadowy pit. Those who go to her will never return. They will never again find their way back to true life. As for you, you should walk like those who are good, and keep to the paths of those who love justice. For those who live right will remain in the land, and those with integrity will endure here. But not the wicked. They will be forced out and banned from the promised land, and those who deal in deceit will be plucked up like weeds. That concludes our exploration of Proverbs 2 for today. Next week we will continue with chapter 3, and each week we will explore a full chapter in the book of Proverbs. I hope that you'll join us each week so that you can gain wisdom, insight, and understanding for yourself. All of these Proverbs provide us with such rich wisdom, insight, and understanding on a myriad of life issues. Regardless of where you are on your faith walk, if the precepts of Proverbs are followed, your life will be rich and satisfying. And I encourage you to take them and plant these seeds of wisdom into your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom throughout your life. Tomorrow we will hike on another short trail on Wisdom Unplugged, where we will discover an inspirational wisdom quote. So encourage your friends and families to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past treks or read the Wisdom Journal, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.